So we've got this shitty old sliding door. I don't know if you guys can see, but the door is even coming loose from the, or I guess the frame of the door is coming loose from the glass. It's really wobbly. It doesn't seal very well. It's really hard to close. So we're replacing it with a new sliding door. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to remove these screws in the track where I can, and then I have to remove the exterior trim all around here, because this is where we're going to nail the new one in. So we're starting with that. So we got our rough opening, which was slightly too big. I don't know if it's because the house is too old for our door, so we're putting in our own sort of studs here. You just want preferably something sturdy wood like an oak 1x6, but it was quite expensive, so we went to Home Depot and found the straightest and most level 2x6. We're going to put one on either side because our rough opening was about 4 inches too large for the door. So we mocked it up. We put the door in the frame and saw that we needed a little extra, so I put even another piece of wood up here. And now we've got this flashing tape that we're going to roll around and put all around the edges just to help prevent water and moisture. We put the flashing all the way around, and now we're going to put some this is some premium exterior sealing caulk for the water barrier. It's DAP 230. We're going to put this basically on the interior of the nail fins on every side, and then put the door into place. Make sure we got a thick continuous bead. So we put the door in place, and now we're checking to make sure that it's plumb. So we can do this with a level and by measuring from corner to corner diagonally and checking that that's the same measurement. I'm getting 107 on both sides. And so these are what I'm talking about when I'm talking about shim to make it level. You can't really see because I used like an angle grinder kind of thing and cut down where the shims were. You can basically put the shim in, hammer it in, and then you can snap it most of the way off, and there will just be a little bit left over. Hopefully you guys can see that, and I just cut that out. So that's where I had a couple shims around here. Before I put in all the screws, right now I just have a couple screws holding it in. I'm going to put in the sliding door, which you kind of just make sure the rollers are all the way up, which you can adjust. These screws here, these rollers are adjustable, and then we'll slide it in, pushing the top up and then swinging the bottom down into the track. For the lock, you can just test its operation, make sure that the latches are in the right place, and then the screws that are installed, you have to take them out and put in two longer ones, and you're supposed to put shims behind it, so it's something to go directly through, and just make sure that's locking. We also put spray foam, and we're going to caulk all around the edges. Same with the outside before we put the trim down. And then, so you can check your reveal, which is basically you just about close the door and check that the gap is the same the whole length. And you can adjust those screws again to make sure that it one slides smoothly and two has a proper reveal. And then there are little caps that we'll put in these holes just to close it up, just like that. So one other problem with my rough opening not being a standard size, so this door is 72 by 80, which is standard. The whatever you want to call it, backspacing is also now an issue because this door doesn't sit as far in from where the nail fin meets the edge of the wall as the other door did, so I have this big gap. So at the bottom, it's an easy fix. I'm going to use this. I bought just basically some sort of sill here or a transition piece for a door, and then over here I'm just going to have to paint these sides to match. So here are a lot of the final touches. So we got some paint to kind of match the wall. It's not perfect, but this was the widest trim we could find at Home Depot. It was about 4.5 inches, and then we painted to kind of match, and we got these curtains to help. And then we bought these rosettes, which kind of help if you suck at making angles with the trim. That will also help just make it a little more seamless. But I mean, if you look at it up close, it's imperfect, but from a distance, I think it looks pretty nice. So as you can see here, I have my infrared video of the screen door. So I had that triple pane Argon rating, so it's pretty insulating. You can see obviously the edges are where it's cooler and more heat, especially this bottom edge on the passive panel here. You can see it's down to like just below 60 degrees, like 59 degrees. But the rest of it's pretty warm, and just for reference, it's about 32 degrees outside today. So yeah, it does a pretty good job.